I'd like to share with you a class-leading example of personas. The writing is crisp and concise, the personas seem completely usable, and the documentation of the process really distinguishes this from lesser examples. Let's look at the first one. Now, I'm actually used to seeing more graphics than this, and I'm used to seeing a quote from the persona. But the layout works well, and I think adding any more would clutter it. I appreciate the full res version. Let me just click on that. And it's good for detail, so I can easily read the details, but the overview version works well for quick comparison. And the descriptions have just enough detail to make each persona memorable, but not an overburdening amount. And it really requires good writing to achieve this. The number of personas is good. There's one primary, there are two secondary, and one anti-persona. The inclusion of end goals, experience goals, and life goals is great, and it fits in with the guidance from Chapter 3 of Cooper 2014. The documentation could be the basis for a textbook on personas. It appears to closely follow the guidelines on page 82 of Cooper 2014. And the recruiters typically ask about process. And the authors of this milestone don't have to tell recruiters about their process. They can just show them. They've separated all the stages clearly and included a photo for several of the stages. The photos are clear and self-explanatory. They reinforce the surrounding text rather than requiring clarification from the surrounding text. They start with summarizing the interviews here. Then they came up with roles and grouped subjects to roles. Then they identified behavioral variables and mapped the subjects to the behavioral variables. After that, and some rework, they came up with clusters of subjects. And then they synthesized the personas around these clusters. So they have four personas here. Not in the same order that the posters are, by the way. Then they checked for completeness and redundancy. They designated the personas and to corresponding types. Then they expanded the descriptions of the personas and recorded how they did so. You know, some details about how they did so. And finally, they added a lessons learned section. So altogether, this is, I think, just a terrific example of a persona milestone.